Touched on a little bit this in post game. It is rivalry week, and you've been on the other side of this thing. So maybe take us through, what this game and this rivalry has meant to you now and in your career.
Yeah, I think for me, there's just great understanding that, man, this game is a huge deal, and knowing what it means to our fan base, to our university, to our community in Starkville, it is. It's a big deal, and from a recruiting standpoint and how we recruit against each other inside this state. So again, Friday afternoon, man, we got a ton to play for. Need to go be at our best.
Sam?
Jeff, what's the status of Mario Craver for this week?
Yeah, Rio was again back with us in the building yesterday. Had a good day, had a good morning this morning. So hopefully we can continue that trend and move forward normally.
Ben?
Obviously, what stands out about all this is their pass rush, the tackle for loss and sack numbers really jump off the page. So, what do Mike and the offensive line and everyone on that side of the ball, that operation, doing to prepare for that?
Yeah, rush defense is pretty good as well. So I think our guys understand. You watch the tape. I don't think there's a question about it. The most talented roster we will have played all season long, and so it's on the tape. You know exactly what it is from a personnel standpoint. We've got to find ways to finish in a great body position. We've got to strain and fight like heck to create air in the run game. And then we've got to be able to give Mike just enough time with some different things from a protection standpoint that give us a chance to go throw and catch.
Paul?
I realize some of this may have to take place after the season, but guys like Dinkins and Kevon Lee that have missed the majority of the season, is there a possibility for them to get this year back?
Yeah, and we'll have to look at those things. I think there will be a possibility from that standpoint. Kevon feel good about. Obviously, Dink being hurt in the first one feel good about. So things that we'll definitely work through and try to get accomplished.
Steve?
Different approaches to this game from head coaches in Mississippi State history. Some guys treat it like just another game, and other guys go out and make it out like it's the biggest game of the year. Kind of what's your approach, and how do you kind of manage the emotions of that, when you get into game day?
Yeah, the day-to-day and how we practice, how we do what we do from a meeting standpoint, it is the exact same. But I do want our guys to have a heightened awareness and understanding of what this game means, and that it is a huge rivalry. And I talked about it a little bit a minute ago, but what it means to our fan base and the people inside our state and our community and our university, and that matters in a big way. So I don't take that lightly. I don't take it for granted. I think it's important that our guys understand that. They understand the history of it, and they also have to make sure they're not getting emotionally hijacked by the energy and the atmosphere and what goes into it. And we have the ability just to go focus really small and go execute.
Sam?
Jeff, where have you maybe seen this defense improve the most? Your defense, Mississippi State's, since the start of the season, or where is it kind of improving right now?
Yeah, for us, you look at Saturday, the way we started the game with the 2 3 and outs, and then in the second half having the ability to, on the first 2 drives, hold them to 3 points. I didn't like that they were on the field as long as they were, and I'm talking about Mizzou being on the field as long as they were offensively. But I think you've just seen spurts of us playing good team defense. We have not been able to sustain. I put that partially on us offensively not being able to continue to hold momentum at times. We found ways to create it at times the other day, and then we don't keep it. And so for me, it's both sides of the ball. It's special teams playing complementary football, and that will be huge on Friday.
Danny?
Coach, you have several Mississippi guys on your roster. Isaac, being the one that comes to mind immediately. Just talk about what you think it means to them, and ever been any conversations between y'all. Maybe not this week, but maybe prior to this.
Yeah, very similar to what I've talked about, and understanding again the importance of it, and understanding that it is a huge rivalry game, and to me there's no way around that. And our guys that have grown up in this state, that came to state, chose to come to state, man, they understand that, and now there's just needs to be a heightened sense of awareness for everybody that has not played inside this game, and that's what we talked about yesterday and what we talked about this morning.
Coach, you've talked all year, or I say since Van Buren entered the starting lineup, about protecting the ball, taking care of the ball, and doing the simple things. What What have you seen in that? Obviously, he had a big one Saturday, but what have you seen in that area, and how can you correct that with him being a true freshman?
Yeah, I think as you look back to that one specific play, we talk about how we hold the football in the pocket, and when we decide that we need to go move or climb or whatever it is, you're always doing it with two hands on the ball. It's always the one you don't see, and so for him, you know, we talked about it again this morning. It's just such a great learning moment, and I hate that was the learning moment because it was 7 points the other way, where we had really good momentum, we had incredible field position. And for us, learning from that, to me, that should stick with him for the rest of his playing career, and understand why we do what we do every single day from a pocket movement standpoint, and man, why it's so critical.
Steve?
Obviously, you know that those guys pretty well up there. How have you seen maybe that Ole Miss offense change, you know, since the time that you've been away from Oxford?
Yeah, you know, I do. I think they've just continued to grow it in a way to where they're constantly trying to put their guys in positions of success. You know, right now they're throwing the football a little more than they normally have. They've ran the ball incredibly well since he's been there, and right now they're throwing it around a little more than they have. So again, I got a ton of respect for Lane and what he's done. Again, the roster that he's built, the roster we're getting ready to go play. But I think one of their strengths is that they're going to constantly put guys in positions of success. So we've got to find ways to get the ball out. We've got to find ways to get off the field on third down and be successful on first and second down to give us some good third down situations.
Kind of on that, you've seen Lane Kiffin in the past, you know, before you were here, kind of poke out a lot of Mississippi State coaches on social media and things like that, but he hasn't done that to you at all, and so much this season, maybe because of that past relationship you have with him. I just wonder have you spoken to him at all this season or this week, or planned to at all before the games?
I mean, not this week. We've traded texts throughout the season and had communication, but you know, as we've gotten into it, no, not this week. He'll continue to find ways to have fun on social. That's who he's always been, who he'll always be. So, but no, haven't had a conversation this week.
Danny?